Welcome back into WDHN Daytime. Now, I am here with ALEA Trooper Kendra McKinney to talk about some scams that have been erupting again, not just in the Wiregrass, but across the state for many people.
Yes.
Now, thanks for joining us again today to talk about it, Kendra.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. And now, can you just explain, just in case people don't really remember, what scam is on the rise once again?
So we have the Alabama Department of Motor Vehicle scam that seems to be floating around again, where it's threatening people to say that they have old citations that have not been taken care of, demanding payment, and failure to do so will result in their license being suspended.
And what tips and maybe like some advice do you have for people who are receiving these text messages, are a little bit scared, a little bit worried, thinking that they're going to have to pay anything or anything like that? Like, what's your advice and tips for people who are scared out there?
So there's so many red flags to this scam. First and foremost, there is no such thing as Alabama Department of Motor Vehicle. Our Alabama Law Enforcement Agency Driver's License Division is in charge of all and anything dealing with your Alabama driver's license, and then also is threatening to suspend your registration to your vehicle, which is taken by the Alabama Department of Revenue. So the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency is not going to send any solicit text messages, aren't going to threaten you, anything of that nature. So the minute you see something that says Alabama Department of Motor Vehicle, that should be your first red flag there. We do not have such entity in the area or in the state of Alabama. So the biggest thing is, if you do happen to fall victim to it, you can always report it. And,
for people who don't know out there, Alabama agencies will never ask you to pay any fees or bills, anything like that through text message. Is that right?
Correct.
Yes. Some people don't know that out there. Just throw it out there. That just does not happen. And now, whenever this scam was previously, on the rise, did you guys receive like any calls or any alerts of people who were being impacted?
We weren't notified of anyone that may have been affected by the scam that was currently going around, but we did try to spread as much awareness as we can once we were made aware of the issue as it was floating throughout the state of Alabama.
And now, since this is like an issue once again, are you guys trying to figure out ways to try and maybe minimize scams like this?
The biggest thing is, we just need our citizens to help us. The more they report it, you can report it to the Federal Trade Commission, or you can go to the Internet Crime Complaint Center, ic3.gov. The more you report it, the more we're able to be on top of it and be alert and know that it is going on, to try to eliminate that possibility of someone falling victim.
And are there any like other resources or maybe like any agencies that people can go to with ALEA just in case they need some help or assistance, just in case they do fall victim to scams like this?
You can always go to your local law enforcement agency. The minute it happens, contact your local law enforcement agency or visit your local law enforcement agency. Let them know. That way it can be reported and properly investigated. And it's always good to notify your bank as well in case you do give out that personal information and they may have your bank information. They can stop any type of charges to your account.
And now ALEA is always going to be there for you just in case you do fall victim to these scams that are on the rise once again. Just be aware, stay alert, and you can always visit ALEA's website just in case you need any more tips or assistance, just in case you do fall victim of these scams. Now, Kendra, thank you once again for coming on to talk more about it.
Thank you.
Of course.